Who are the most underrated PBA bowlers of all time? There are so many players out there in the history of the PBA who don't always get the recognition they deserve. A lot of it has to do with timing. Players can be born in the wrong era and just get overshadowed by some of the greats of the game. Others can be just the type of player who are very consistent and not necessarily flashy and therefore can become underrated. I've done a few of these type of videos, but there are still some more players that I feel need to be discussed, which is why I've made this video. All of these players have had or are having really good solid pro careers, but at the same time they are extremely underrated in my opinion. And don't forget to let me know in the comment section below if you agree with my list, but also if there's any other players that you feel are very underrated. I've picked out 5 players for this list, and I think I've got quite a good mix here. I've even got a player from the PWBA as well, and some players from the last 30 years. So let's see what you think of this list, and we're going to start off with number 1, Stephanie Johnson.
5 minutes from here. Top seed, first shot. Whoa, and Brooklyn strike.
Sometimes that's the absolute hardest shot of the entire game, is that first one on TV.
Back to the hometown hero.
Great.
We are perfect so far. 4 up, 4 down, 2 bowlers. That's crossing over
man.
again.
First up, we head to the PWBA to find Stephanie Johnson. She's a 5-time winner on the PWBA, which includes a major, the 2018 Players' Championship. She won a title in 2025, which broke a 3-year title drought. I think that she is a player who is very underrated when you look at her winning record. She's also won 2 other professional titles at the Women's Tour from 2008 and 2010, but her record for the national team is very impressive. According to the PWBA website, she's won 14 gold medals for Team USA and many other silver and bronze medals too, and she also was the 2015 PWBA Rookie of the Year. It was great to see her win again on the tour this year, and that win might well help her gain some momentum to win another title next season. Number 2, Stu Williams.
I kind of like you for that comment now. Williams, his first effort. There's our first strike. Williams off the spare in the 3rd. Head down. Gets them all to drop.
Violently. Remember, he went through the nose back-to-back shots on the right lane.
As far.
Yeah, baby, come on.
And another strike for Williams.
Next up, we have Stu Williams, who I don't think gets anywhere near the credit he deserves. He was the first player from the UK to bowl full-time on the PBA Tour. He's currently won 2 titles, but he's put in so many great performances over the years and is a player who is always very consistent. He always seems to put himself in contention by making a lot of match play rounds and cashes. Unfortunately, it hasn't resulted in any more titles for him since his last win in 2018. But he continues to put in some really solid performances each season, and of course we can't forget his performances on the European Tour before he joined the PBA and the many memorable appearances he made in the Weber Cup as a very valuable member of Team Europe. And just before we move on, I want to talk about bowling balls, specifically those balls that you wish could be re-released. We all have bowling balls that we love, that we wish would make a comeback, but which are the most popular balls that people want to be re-released? I've just made a video discussing that very topic, so if you want to see which balls I think may be re-released in the future, you can watch the full video by clicking the link above. Number 3, Eugene McCune.
Championship.
That ball gets there in a hurry.
Yes.
Bam. Bottom of the 4th.
Back.
Whoa. Almost lost his balance and sound those pins make. Startling.
Eugene McCune was a really fun player to watch, and I don't think he gets enough recognition. I think because 2 of his 3 titles came from the Cheetah Championship and some of his best performances were on that cheetah pattern, some might have him down as a bit of a one-trick pony, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. Yes, his A game was firing it up the lane like we saw him do at the Cheetah Championships, but make no mistake, he could slow it down and hook the lane when he wanted to. His performances at the Cheetah Championships were unbelievable. He actually holds 2 scoring records, both set on the cheetah pattern. He set the 14 high game block with a 260 average in 2005, and then broke the 9 game block highest score with a 274 average, which included 2 300 games, and that came in 2010. He would go on to win the title in 2010 at the Cheetah, beating Norm Duke by a single pin. Number 4. Osku Palermo.
Finally, a strike for Osku as Schaefer.
And this will put him to within 1 of Jason Belmonte.
Double for Palermo.
There's your strike. And you get must drop the 10 pin for a tie. Whoa! Osku moves on.
Most people would credit Jason Belmonte for the explosion of two-handed bowling, and of course you can't deny his incredible impact on the game, but I think people forget there was somebody who came before him, and that was Osku Palermo. Osku was actually the first two-handed bowler to make a PBA telecast all the way back in 2004 at the US Open. He dominated the European Tour and has won 13 EBT titles. He was actually the European Bowling Tour ranking champion for 3 consecutive years from 07 to 09, and also won the rankings in 2011. Plus, he was the joint runner-up in the rankings in 05 and 06. He went on to win 5 PBA titles and even won a major, the 2011 World Championship. But of course, one of the most impressive things about his game is how fast he can get the ball down the lane with one hand, as he often demonstrated when shooting a 10-pin. Number 5. Brian Goebel.
Here, 17 years. Try to get the ball back. Able to strike it all in the second frame. And to Brian Goebel.
Came in light last time. That ball left of target and got the ultimate 2-pin off the sideboard kick. Rooting on Daddy from the first shot. For 3 in a row. Oh my gosh, look at him take that 2-pin tripper and turn it into 3 in a row, and we've got a match.
Last up we have Brian Goebel, and it's a name some of the younger generation may not be too familiar with, but he's won 10 titles including a major and surpassed $1 million in PBA earnings. He won 4 titles in the 1994 season alone and cashed a career high of over $172,000, but was just beaten out for PBA Player of the Year by Norm Duke, who happened to win 5 titles that same year. Goebel was inducted into the PBA Hall of Fame in 2017, and there was an interesting quote from him about his time when he was trying to make it as a pro. He said, "In 1988, I had been a pro bowler for 8 years and didn't have a title. I quit my job and decided if I was ever going to be a full-time pro, I had to do it now. I missed a cut and came home whining. My wife Kelly said, 'Well, you quit your job, you better go out and bowl better.'" Well, he certainly did bowl a lot better, as he won his first title in 1990 and his career took off from there. And that brings us to an end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed this one and that you agree with my list. As I mentioned, please let me know your suggestions for other players in the comment section below. And if you have enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. Your support is always so very much appreciated. Well, that's going to do it from me for today, and as always, Thank you, bowling fans, and see you all next time.